All right, hi everybody. Welcome to the session on LibWizard Magical Research Assignments. My name is Lauren. I'm one of your coastal librarians, and I'm so honored that you've decided to join me today. There were so many wonderful sessions for this afternoon, and it just means so much that you decided to be here. So I hope my presentation can live up to the honor of your presence. So thank you all so much for joining me today. So what exactly are we talking about? What is LibWizard? What exactly have you signed up for? LibWizard is a web-based software used by us librarians, and we use it to create walkthrough tutorials and assessments. So this means that as the students are going through each step, they're getting directions built right into the screen. And it's set up with directions window. There's two screens. There's a directions window, and then there's a content pane. So when we talk about the type of content that we're able to teach in here, we can look at research guides, we can use videos, web pages, and much more. We can teach databases, we can teach all kinds of things using LibWizard. So LibWizard is something that is kind of new to our library. We haven't done a whole lot with it, but we're looking forward to incorporating it a little bit more moving forward with our information literacy. So this is going to be kind of a new option for you. It's been used by, I think, 4 instructors here at Coastal so far, and you'll get to hear from a few of them later in today's presentation. So why LibWizard? Why is this something that we want to invest our time in? So the first thing that I love about it is it gives students hands-on experience using the databases, using the research guides, whatever they're learning about, they're in there and they're clicking it themselves. So instead of watching a demonstration of you doing it or watching a video in an online setting, they're actually in there doing the work themselves. So it's a lot more engaging, and it's a little bit different type of content or a different type of assignment, especially if you are, actually, can I get a quick poll? Who's teaching an online class this fall? Just let me know in the chat who's teaching online this fall. Okay. Okay, wow, so almost like everybody here. Okay, so this is, I think, awesome for online, great for in-person sessions as well. But yeah, it's great for our online students. And especially it benefits our kinetic learners. So we all have different learning styles. We all learn visually. We all learn through audio. We all learn through reading. But there's a lot of people who learn by doing, and that's what I'm calling the kinetic learning style. And there's some people that's their strongest learning style. And so this is really great for them, especially students in the online setting who are kinetic learners. There's very little that's, like doing that for them when you're doing online classes. And so this is a great option to kind of reach those learners. Why LibWizard? This is an opportunity to collaborate with your librarians. We love working with you. We love the opportunity to collaborate with our faculty and staff and supporting you and your students' research needs. So this is one more way that you might be able to connect with the library and your friendly librarians this semester. And it also is a simple assessment option for you. So if you're looking to add an extra assignment or assessment to your coursework in Blackboard or wherever, this is an assessment option. It has an assessment tool where it automatically grades, and it's something that you can just drop right into Blackboard. You can put the grade right into your gradebook without having to create any assessment through the Blackboard platform. So these are all really great things, but you still probably are wondering, well, how does it work? What does it look like? So you're actually going to get a chance to try it yourself. So in the spirit of LibWizard, with having hands-on experience, you're going to do a LibWizard right now. You're going to take some time to work independently and work through this. I have an example with our favorite wizard. So if you haven't guessed yet, it's Harry Potter themed. So whether or not you're a Harry Potter fan, thanks, Annie. Whether or not you're a Harry Potter fan, I think you will enjoy this session. So there's a few things you should know, but Gandalf is so upset right now. Sorry, Gandalf. He's also a favorite wizard of mine, but the Hogwarts was a little bit easier to incorporate. But so yeah, there's a few things you need to know before we dive in. First thing I want you to know is that this LibWizard you're about to do is based on a research guide. So I know we have a few new people in here, or maybe you've just never even heard of a research guide before, this is a tool that the librarians have. We put together collections of resources that are really good for specific fields of research. So we all know about NC Live, and we all know about the one search bar on the library webpage. Those are great general sources for students to go do their research. However, in specific fields of study, there are some really great resources that we like to highlight. And so research guides are one way that we do that. We get a collection of those resources and we put it all in one spot for your students. We can do them on specific topics. As you will see, this is on the topic of Harry Potter, the one that you're about to look at. We can do specific subjects. So we have an education guide, for example, that suits all of our students who are studying education here at the college, or we can do them specific to courses or assignments. So I'll use Annie as an example. Annie, we created a research guide specific to her COM 231 class. So she was able to give that to her students, and all of the resources she needed for their research were right there, all in one spot. So that's a separate entity from LibWizard, but you will get to see a research guide if you've never seen one before. So you're going to be walking step through step through a research guide. You have 10 minutes to do this. I'm going to set a little timer just so we can keep on track. Please do not rush. That 10-minute time limit is a very generous one. You'll have plenty of time to get through it. The questions are all very easy, light, and fun stuff, so there's no need to rush. I will be notified by email once you finish it. So once you hit that submit button, I'll get an email. And so that way I'll be able to kind of track where we are in the process. So if everybody finishes up early, then we'll be able to move on. But again, please don't rush. Take your time, enjoy it. And yeah, I just hope you have fun doing it. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen just briefly. I'm going to put the link in the chat. So I'm going to ask that you open it in a new tab. Keep our session open. And if you have questions, come back in here and just type it in the chat and I'll respond to those. And then once we all get through it, come back and we'll all discuss about what you saw. So that being said, the link is in the chat. Please go ahead and open that in a new tab and enjoy LibWizard. So for the next 10 minutes, you'll be working independently with that link. Once again, leave this tab open. We'll come back in 10 minutes. I'll let you know when time's up, and yeah, we'll have a conversation. So thanks, guys. I'll see you soon. Heads up, everybody, we have about 5 minutes left. You're halfway there. Hi guys, we have 30 seconds remaining, so please try to finish up if you haven't already, and we're going to resume soon. I think most people have been able to finish though. Oh, thanks, Brianna. I'm glad you liked it. All right, everybody, time is up. From my emails that I got, I can tell pretty much all of you were able to get through it. So that's great news. Thank you so much. So those of you who are finishing up, you might consider leaving it open in another tab, and please join us back in the session room. I'm going to share my video, and then I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Ooh. Here we go. I'm going to close my email. All right, guys. So now time to have a discussion. So my first question for you is, what worked well for you and what didn't? Or what did you like and what did you not like as much? So I would love to hear from you. So I would prefer that you use your microphone if you can, but I understand if you can't, that's okay too. But yeah, anybody feedback? What worked for you and what didn't? Annie said she thought it was really easy to navigate. Go ahead, Annie.
Yeah, no, reverb. Mary has it on in the office. No, I thought it was really, really easy to navigate, and I thought it was really great that, you know, it kind of took us through each of the tabs as well. So I think from the student perspective, if something like that was set up, it would make it really easy for them to understand how each of the tabs like connects with whatever project or paper they're doing.
That's awesome. Thank you, Annie. Appreciate it. Similar feedback from Mary. Tabs across the top of the screen instead of one long scrolling. Oh, Mary, that you don't even know. Us librarians, we're so big. We call it above the fold. Keep things as high on the screen as possible so you don't have to scroll. So I'm glad that you enjoyed that. Same, Brennan. I like the sort of linear navigation that forces students to look at and click on specific things. Kim, not sure if it was my computer, but when I was scrolling through the book options, it kept kicking me out. Was that when you were in eBook Central, Kim? And if so, were you able to use the like open? Okay.
Yes.
I was afraid that was going to happen. For some reason, the way that specific database wasn't embedded, it was a little buggy at times. I found that that's not usually the case with most databases. Were you able to click the open in new window? Were you able to click that little button to get back into it?
I figured out what screen I wanted, and I just clicked into the screen, and then I got it. So it's like after like the third time of getting kicked out, I knew where I wanted to go.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Very good. That's great. Great. In the ebook search, it wouldn't let me click beyond one page either. Okay, that's good. That's good to know, guys. So that to me, that kind of informs me that eBook Central might not be the best fit for this. So can you see what you just saw on my screen, right? Can everybody see the LibWizard? If I go to Harry Potter in the library and scroll down to eBook Central, well, actually, I don't even know if it's going to work. I think I have to answer these questions to get it in this window. Okay, so yeah, so if we searched for an ebook in here, this is probably what y'all were finding. I click read online, you were getting this error, right? Something like this, and then if we open a new window, then it brings it up again. But this is what you were losing, Kim? Is this the one that kept like kind of going away when you were answering the questions?
Yeah, it kept going away. Yeah, I had to keep searching Harry Potter over and over again.
Oh no! So if I click bring tutorial window to front, it would bring it right back. So that's good for me to know, because then I'll know I need to make those directions more clear in here. So I appreciate that feedback. Thank you. Anything else, guys? Let me get back into seeing our chat. If there's any other feedback on just like what you liked and what you didn't like. Okay, that's all good to know. My next question for you is, how could you see yourself using this in your classroom? Did any of you have any ideas as you were looking at it of how it could be used? Anyone? Any ideas for the classroom?
I mean, yeah, this would be extremely helpful when we are doing our SA3, which is the big research project, and they have to like delve into, learning how to research, working with the database, and just like the easy navigation, sort of it being hands-on. I think this would be extremely helpful in that situation.
Awesome. Thanks, Brianna. Thank you so much. Let's see, Kim, no ideas, but thinking for a chapter assignment and social problems, very cool. For public speaking and in-class work days, Eric says use for nervous orientation. Yeah, this would hopefully cut down on any nerves if they can just kind of get through it too. That's great. Teach them how to do research, informative, persuasive speeches. Eric says central versus peripheral. Oh, nervous. That kind of nervous. Oh boy, sorry. Mary says researching different types of sources for informative and persuasive speeches. Excellent. Thanks, guys. My final question, so I feel like we kind of talked about this a little bit with some of the issues with eBook Central, but do you have any other ideas or thoughts on how that experience could have been improved for you? Please do be honest, because as I said at the top, you know, we're still working out the kinks with this. This is a newer thing for us, so any ideas on how it could be improved? Okay, well, please feel free, if you do think of anything, please feel free to send me an email, because I really do appreciate any kind of feedback, any way to improve. But for now on, I want to move on to the point of how is this used in the classroom. So we've already brainstormed a few ideas. Naturally, I have some ideas myself, but as a librarian, I'm not the one who's out in the trenches with you guys. So I actually asked for some testimonials from some of your colleagues. So to the instructors who have already used LibWizards in their classroom, have recorded short videos that I would love to share with you now. I'm going to pause really quickly to get to Mary's question. I like the variety of different types of questions. I'm wondering if students get a question wrong, do they have to get it right to continue? That's a great question, Mary. They don't have to, but you can force them to. There's an option in the back end to force them to get it correct, and you can give hints to help them get it right. So you get 100% every time. So we can talk a little bit more about grading in just a bit, but that's a really good question. Yeah. Thanks. All right, so how is this used in the classroom? We're first going to hear from Kara, but I'm going to make sure that I shared my audio with you all. I'm going to reshare my screen. Okay. Man, people, we're having some issues today. Hold on just one second. I think I accidentally closed out of my slides. Okay. Thanks for bearing with me, everybody. Okay, I'm going to reshare my screen, share audio. And here we are. So please do let me know in the chat if you can't hear it, but I'm hoping that you all can. And we're going to hear from Kara.
Hi everyone, my name is Kara Ketchum and I teach English here at Coastal, and I just wanted to share with you how excited I was to try LibWizard and how excited I am that I actually did. Lauren helped me through everything, and my primary use of this resource was to get my students back into the research by using the research guide that had been prepared for them after spring break. So we had gone over the information that's in the research guide for their final essay in English 111, but we did that before spring break. So upon coming back from spring break, I was talking to Lauren how I wanted something to help them remember what we went over, but to do it in a more interactive way. And so I gave them this link. They went to it. Here's the screen. They click Let's Get Started. And on this side, the left side, they have questions that they have to answer about the research guide that was created. And that's on the right side. And what I really liked about this LibWizard is that not only it has questions here that guides them where I want them to go, but everything over here in this side is completely interactive. So it is really like accessing the research guide. And so they can click all the different tabs up here to find their answers. They can manipulate this. They can even collapse the questions and look at the research guide as the whole screen. So I really did like the way this is set up. And so if I have to put in some answers. If I put in some answers quickly and then click next, it jumps to the next slide. So I like how they have questions here that leads them, but then they have to click on the tab. They have to do the work. And it was a really, really good review for them. Coming back from spring break. So I know there's a lot of other uses, but this is just one way that I've used LibWizard, and so I think it's a great resource, and everyone should give it a try. Thanks.
Okay, guys, that's Kara. Oh no, there's an echo. That's probably coming from me. I hope. Yeah, shouldn't everyone mute? That's a good call, Kim. I hope it wasn't too disruptive to the video. Could you guys still get the gist of what she was saying? Yes, okay. I'm gonna mute myself for the next one. Sorry for all the technical difficulties today. I'm gonna mute myself for our next video. We just have one more testimonial, and this one's coming to us from Dr. Thomas.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kara.
Hello, my name's Devonna Thomas, and I'm an English instructor at Coastal, but I also teach EDU 280 once a year, and it is language and literature experiences, and it's part of our early childhood education program. So this is the second time I've taught it this past spring, and I nearly redesigned the whole course this time around because we changed textbooks and we also adjusted the age range for the children for this course. So originally it was birth to age 8, I think, and we changed it to birth up to kindergarten. So due to those adjustments, I just went ahead and rebuilt. And so I created these weekly modules, and I knew that I wanted one to be on diversity. And that ended up being week 9, diversity, intersectionality, and inclusion. And the textbooks for the course didn't have a ton to offer in that regard. And so I reached out to Lauren. She and I have collaborated a lot in the past couple of years, especially on this EDU 280 course. And I explained what I was wanting, and she had this idea to use LibWizard to meet those needs. And I just wanted to, first of all, show you what it looks like, and then kind of give you a little review of my experience. So this is my content folder for week 9. And every week I make a video saying, you know, what's coming up. So I mention the LibWizard link and everything. And then right here you see this week's graded activity, LibWizard tutorial. And so Lauren developed this activity based on my request for the kind of content I wanted. In this case, it was teaching these students how to find diverse selections for their big lit review that's due at the end of the semester. So they have to basically create a collection of children's books, and I have all these check boxes like this. You must have diverse selections. Like that. So Lauren developed this activity, and it really, I mean, it's very user-friendly. So let's click this link, scroll down, and click dive in, right? So here I go. I click on the link. Lauren created all of this. And then you click let's dive in. This is the student experience as well. And so you'll see that they have some sort of media to interact with, and then they have to answer some questions along the side. So it's really just read and respond, read, think, and respond. And when they complete the task, it asks them at the end to put their name. And when they click submit, the program grades the activity, not through the Blackboard gradebook, but it gives a percent completion or percent accurate, and it generates an email to the instructor. So I wanted to show you what those look like. Okay, so I receive an email in my inbox from this do not reply at libwizard.com. and it gives the score. And I'm not going to scroll all the way down so as not to show the student's name, but it shows all the responses within the LibWizard activity and then the student's name. And then all I needed to do was go into the grade book and update the grade in there. And sometimes, you know, if I went through and thought, well, the student tried, they just got it a little wrong, and I wanted to go ahead and give them 100% for effort, I can go in and type in the 100. So all I did was go into Blackboard and create a new grade column and call it Week 9 LibWizard, and I manually entered the grades as they came in on this email. And it allowed me to keep track of who was completing it by the deadline and everything. So that's how it worked in EDU 280. And I just want to say that it was really well received by the students. They really enjoyed it. They felt like it was fun and engaging, but not too difficult, low pressure, and they liked how it directly tied to their high stakes assignment. And on the teacher side, it was great. It made grading very easy that week. It made prep very easy that week. And now that this is in here, I know that Lauren and I can keep tweaking it and adding, removing, editing, but it's already there. And that's going to be part of my plan when I teach this class in 2022. So I hope this is helpful. Bye.
All right, everybody. So I know Kara and Devana aren't here, but I just want to give them a little shout out and thank them for recording those videos for you all so you could get an idea of how it would actually work in a Blackboard environment or in a real classroom. Okay, so now I know what you're all thinking. This is fabulous. How do I get one? I need one right away. Well, it's very simple to request. This is a screenshot of the library's website. On the left-hand side, we have our quick links, and the second one down is the faculty request form. So when you click on that, this is where you get a little note from us about scheduling. We're going to ask you for some basic information about yourself and your students. I'm going to scroll down here where we ask, what is your request? From here, you're just going to choose from the drop-down LibWizard Research Tutorial Assignment. The requested location would, of course, be virtual. And then let's take a look up here at the date. So the date would be the day that you're hoping to assign it to your students, the day that you want to push it out to your class. So that way we know when our absolute deadline is that we need to have it prepared by. So let's say my content drops on Mondays. I would select maybe Monday, October 12th. Give us a good description of what you'd like to have covered, and that's it. It's easy peasy. Just as a quick side note, this is also the way that you can request a library orientation. This is also the way you can request to bring your students to the library to use our space, or to request information literacy instruction by one of your librarians. So this is a very good form to know about. So that's how you request it, and then this is the process. So this is what it would look like for you, in setting this up. So first thing to do, submit the request form. Let us know that you're interested in it. Just please give us a few weeks notice. It is very time intensive for us to put together. And that being said, we want to make sure that it's done right and that it's perfect and exactly what you need. So we do need time to put it together. If you were looking to use it in conjunction with a research guide, like the one that you experienced today, or the one that Kara showed you, hers was based off of a research guide. If that research guide is not already in existence, it'll also take us time to build that content as well. So we just want to keep that in mind when we're looking at our deadlines. The next step is a consultation. So you will meet with a librarian to discuss the specific needs of your students and the assignment. This would most likely be just a Microsoft Teams meeting, about half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. We'll talk about the type of content that you want to go over, how you want to evaluate the students, like how in depth you want to get with, are we leaning more towards critical thinking, or are we looking more for like multiple choice, and grading options. So Mary had asked a great question earlier about the grading. There's lots of different options. You can force 100%. They have to get it right every time. There's an option to display little messages. If they do get it wrong, you can kind of give them a hint of like, well, try looking over here, look on this page. Eric, I think, was the one who asked if why the Orgo was incorrect. And I guess that might be your nickname for organic chemistry. So that does bring up a good point that when we're putting in the correct answers, kind of similar to when you do it in Blackboard, you have to guess every variation of how the student might type it. And I did not guess to type Orgo. So that is one thing. And so when you do get those graded results back, you might want to look over your students' answers. If you notice it's kind of a surprisingly low grade, maybe they just had a slight misspelling or something like that. But we'll talk about, all of those needs, everything that you're looking for. And that's when the librarians will take their time to create this product for you. And then we'll ask you to review it. So once it's completed, we'll give you time to look it over before you share it with your students. And then your last step is to assign it. Share the link with your students. You'll get an email with a grade when your students complete the assignment. So Devana had showed us that at the end of her video, what it looks like. It's really easy. You get the grade right in the subject line, and when you scroll down, you get the student's name. So from then on out, it's pretty simple for you to just put that grade right into your Blackboard gradebook. All right, guys, are there any questions? I think we covered pretty much everything. Do you have any questions for me? Or any other thoughts? Thoughts on LibWizard, thoughts on research guides? Thank you, Annie. So I'll just say that the two examples that you saw from your colleagues today were both people from the English department, but I think this would really easily fit with any subject. We have databases that we can put in there as the content. You might have noticed that in Devana's we had little quick video tutorials. Hers was definitely more in depth. It probably took the students about 40 minutes to get through it, start to finish. And the videos were to decrease the amount of time the students would have to spend reading. That is the one thing with it. It can be a little like reading heavy if we're not careful about how we present the content. And so, so we just had the video and then moving on to the next page where the students got to try it. So really we can really customize it to whatever you want. We could even have like a PDF in there as the media on the side, so you can ask students to pick out, who's the author of this article, who's the publisher, all kinds of stuff. Sally says, I would like to stress giving us enough time to prepare for a LibWizard tutorial. Thank you, Sally, for that reminder. Yes, it definitely is, takes a lot of time for us to put it together, but as I said, we want it to be just right so that you can use it in the future. When we take a look at the information literacy that we provide you and your students, we have like one-shot instruction where we have your class come visit us in the library. That takes a certain amount of time, but then you have to come each semester. This is something that once it's done, you could potentially use it and reuse it and reuse it and just have it built into your Blackboard shell, and we can just update it as needed. And so that's why we really want to make sure that it's just perfect for you before before we put that product out there. Any other questions? Any other thoughts? Kim says, I'll be submitting one once I think about what I want. That's great, Kim. Very good. Very good. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today. Again, I'm so honored that you chose to be here. I just want to remind you that your librarians are here to support you this fall semester. We're all about student success, and we're just here for you. So you each have a different library liaison depending on which department you work in. So reach out to us if you're not sure which one of us that is. But we're here for you. Thank you all so much. Yeah, everybody have a great rest of your day. Have a good start of your fall semester, and come visit us in the library. Thank you, Lauren, aka Library Wizard. Thanks, Joyce. All right, thanks all.